I think IT security is a tax on business, and I'm going to walk you through why I think that's important and how to change your messaging. This is a bonus episode of The Business of Tech. IT security is a tax on businesses. It's not even a very good tax. Most business owners may grumble about taxes, but there are certain services you get for that tax, like roads, police, fire departments, the justice system, schools, all that common infrastructure. Now, we can have healthy debates about the allocation of resources, and yet still agree there are services as a business owner you want to have. But IT security? Where does it fit into my profit and loss statement? It doesn't drive revenue. It doesn't reduce my cost of goods sold. Arguably, it adds complexity to my system, so it increases my COGS rather than reduces them. Frankly, it's not even something I want to have, like pens in the office. It's even worse than an expense. It's a tax. And it's a tax I pay to ensure that criminals don't break into my business and steal my stuff. And no matter how much I pay for that tax, I don't ever get a guarantee that it's enough. At least when I pay my taxes, I know the roads will be at a basic level of service to make accessing the world possible. It's a lot more like a set of shakedown fees and mafia protection money. It is mafia protection money, sort of. We know there's a world of criminal gangs using technology to take hostages, extort businesses, and steal profit. Be a real shame if something were to happen to your business. Now, wouldn't it? Microsoft Security has even pointed out that they're even using gig workers. There's less work and less risk involved by renting or selling their tools for a portion of the profits than performing the attacks themselves. The phrase is industrialization of the cybercrime economy. That's a whole economy. Let's put this into the stack rank of where customers want to spend their money. Research from Cladera on how money is spent when it comes to software, notably often the second largest expense after payroll. The top ranking spend? Well, productivity and collaboration at 18.8% of the budget. That's tools like Asana, Slack, Miro, and offerings from Microsoft and Google. Next up is marketing automation, followed by development tools, customer service, and IT tools. So they're a big pot too, and that includes stuff that varies depending on the industry. Now, note how IT tools are fifth. Going where the money is never failing to be wise advice, and IT tools are not the lead. That tells us what they want to spend their money on, and it's never taxes. And note, security isn't even specifically there. I suspect it's lumped into IT tools, which resonates with something that's a tax on the business rather than an enabler. Now, why does this matter? It's about the way we talk about our solutions. First, think about the way vendors in this space talk to providers. It's always an opportunity. Well, they aren't wrong. It sounds really icky when considering that it's really a tax. It's an opportunity to tax your customers. Yuck, no, thank you. I may not like the security tax, but I'll also note that I pay it. This is not a space to go cheap on because the consequences are now very targeted. And I also believe the cybersecurity tax will be levied against businesses for a while. But I won't celebrate it. And thus, both as an end user myself and thinking about end users, please recognize that this is not where I want to spend their money. Yes, please, sell me more locks to try and keep out the hordes without any actual guarantees of it working. Said no one ever. And remember, if you're only selling security solutions, you're at the bottom of the food chain for value. This is good. And if you want more about the good, better, best approach for value, I have a video devoted to that. Because security is worse than good. It's a tax. So talk about it in that sense. This is a necessary evil. None of us like it. We want to eliminate it. But we live in the real world, so let's ensure the money we spend is effective and appropriate for your business. The advantages of framing it as a tax are substantial. Owners understand the construct. This is an obligation rather than something that's driving the business. By being explicit about the cost and where security goes, you're also well positioned to appropriately discuss your other services against the portion of the profit and loss statement. Other investments will drive revenue. Here's how we measure that. Oh yes, we have to pay the security tax too. Owners will respect your understanding of their business goals, knowing that security is not explicitly their goal. Being a true business partner with your customers means serving their needs. Let's call it out, security products explicitly drain the business. None of us want to spend this money. Owning that truth builds trust, frames the conversation into a realistic one, and ensures providers aren't positioned as arms dealers. Don't look like you're profiting off customers as victims. It's a bad look, and it destroys trust. Because for every security vendor who calls it an opportunity, it starts to smell like exploitation of a bad situation. Don't be that. Thanks for your time and attention. Time is a finite resource, and I really value you giving me some of yours. If you like this video, you can let me know with a like of the video, and even more valuable, hitting the subscription button. My content is all free, and I use metrics like subscriptions to pay the bills, so it has real value. The content here is produced under ethics guidelines posted at businessof.tech. If you're interested in more content like this, you can get access to content early via our Patreon at patreon.com/MSP Radio. It's our give what you want model where you set the value of what you think the content is worth. If you like this podcast, you can catch it daily as the 5-minute news and commentary show, The Business of Tech, available on all your favorite podcatchers with links at businessof.tech. Just hit that big blue button to subscribe. Again, thank you for taking time out of your day to listen, and I really value the interaction. If you want to say something in the comments, I do respond and watch all that, and I look forward to talking to you next time.